Former President Donald Trump is getting mocked for his newest campaign stunt, where he claimed to be the man of the people, unlike Lion Kamala, after he served a few fries at a Pennsylvania McDonald's. The jokes almost write themselves. Not because working at McDonald's is something to be embarrassed about. No, that is actually a real job and it's very demanding. No, it's because Donald Trump wasn't actually working while he was there. This was nothing more than, of course, a cynical campaign stunt. Case in point. We plan on being closed on Sunday, October 20th until 4 p.m. to accommodate a visit at the request of former President Trump and his campaign. If the restaurant was closed, who was he serving? Well, simple. He was probably serving fake orders to fake customers who were actually just his supporters, or maybe pre-made real orders to customers, or made by other people and he just handed it out to them. Either way, kind of lazy. Now, worse though, the people who worked there, they had to be checked out by Secret Service. They had to go through an entire bullshit process just to be able to work alongside side of Donald Trump for the few minutes that day. Imagine also having to train someone like Trump to use a fry machine, or at least not harm themselves on it. You would need the patience of a saint. It is a good thing, then, that he only served 5 pre-selected cars during his time there, which is nowhere near a full shift. But understand that everything that Donald Trump does has to be dumbed down to the lowest denominator because he is both not smart and not capable. That said, he still found the time to brag.
You see the people over there? That is thousands of people.
Blocks down, Mr. President.
That's great. Huh?
Blocks down. How you doing, sir? Good to see you, sir.
This is my guy.
President, how much are you getting paid? How much are you getting paid?
Not enough.
You think they should raise the minimum wage?
I want more money.
You think the minimum wage
I'll tell you what, it's a great franchise. It's a great company, and they've been very, very nice. And you know, if you look at really what's happening, look at the crowd over there. Look how happy everybody is. They're happy because they want hope. They need hope. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to give, much more than hope.
What's more than the fire?
We're going to take hope and make it fact.
We're going to take hope and make it fat. Okay. Says the guy who allowed companies to do literal wage theft on employees, people that he had worked alongside with that day. And then, by the way, also bragged about it. He said this at a rally in Pennsylvania. I know a lot about overtime. I hated to give overtime. I hated it. I'd get other people. I shouldn't say this, but I'd get other people in. I wouldn't pay. Literally admitting to doing wage theft. Congratulations. Then in 2017, congressional Republicans passed a bill repealing a federal rule that barred firms from getting government contracts if they had a history of wage theft. Trump allowed it. He also tried to make it easier for companies to hide workers' injuries, to take some of their tips, yes, literally steal their money, misclassify them as independent contractors, and to prevent them from unionizing and bargaining collectively. Good old-fashioned union busting. That's some real pro-worker stuff right there. And look, Republicans continue to try to deregulate companies, right? Now, it's a good thing they're not as successful at that, even though they have had a lot of successes in that one. But this particular McDonald's had failed its last health inspection, according to documents. A report from the Bucks County Department of Health, after an inspection on March 27th, cited health code violations, including employees not having their hands clean or properly washed. Remember, this is food service, and I'm sorry, but I don't really want to eat a burger after an employee went to the bathroom and didn't wash their hands. It just, you know, seems like a basic thing to enforce here, right? It's also said that employees were observed not washing their hands before putting on gloves and after engaging in activities that could contaminate their hands. I want to know what those activities are. The inspector also noted that food workers were not wearing their hair restraints as required, which includes management that assists in packaging and preparing food. Where is Donald Trump's gloves and hairnet anyway?
Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
That said, Trump was made fun of for good reason. Let's start out with the conservative Drudge Report, who had this headline, McDonald, one fry short of Happy Meal. Felon finds work. How is it that conservatives are able to be so brutal? I mean, if only we could harness some of that power for good. Mike Madrid, an anti-Trump Republican strategist, added this, Donald McDonald, I like the clown with less makeup better. Warren Gunnels, coming from a progressive perspective, said, today is a good day to remember that Trump would veto a $15 minimum wage and legislation making it easier for McDonald's workers to join unions. In Denmark, where they have strong unions, the minimum wage is $22 and a Big Mac is 3 cents cheaper. Welcome to corporate greed, boss. Yeah, you know, it is interesting that there are some European countries where they actually don't have to have a minimum wage law because the labor unions are so strong that they would just ream any company, okay, that would offer anything less than a living wage for their workers. If only we had that kind of labor power here in the United States, because it's very clear that the minimum wage is not enough. I mean, leaving it as an act of Congress to pass a minimum wage, Congress made up of millionaires that are backed by the industry that they're supposed to be, you know, overseeing and making sure that they they actually pay workers enough to survive. Obviously, not exactly a great system. Okay, not really working. Well, not for the people anyway. It's working for somebody. Mary Trump, getting back to this, added to a video of Trump watching a worker make fries, quote, working at a fast food restaurant is incredibly hard work, which is why Donald still isn't doing it. That's a good one. Very true. Tara Setmeyer, Seneca Project co-founder and former GOP communications director, said this reeks of desperation. Where's his hairnet? Once again, I asked that same question. Everybody should. The Lincoln Project added good practice for his next job in the prison kitchen. We'll see. McGillis writes, Ronald McDonald was all man. You know what they say about shoe size? And Ronald shoots, huge, the biggest. He'd shower with the other mascots, and they'd say, oh my God, that's unbelievable. Now, that is a good reference to the Trump Arnold Palmer story, which I'm going to discuss in another video. Eric Stengel plays off of that and says, here you go, large fries. Speaking of large, not many people know this, but the original Ronald McDonald had a huge dong.
Tallywhacker.
Alrighty then. Kyle Mann writes, we're bringing back the good Happy Meal toys, folks. No more of the sad ones we have today. Well, the chicken nugget dressed like a fireman. The ice cream cone that turns into a cool dinosaur. The Inspector Gadget toys. It'll be tremendous. Believe me. And then finally, we're going to end with a little bit of a fact check here. Keith Ethmertz writes, the irony is a man found liable for rape and convicted of fraud couldn't even get a job serving fries at McDonald's. Now, the fact check isn't that Trump hadn't been found liable for rape and convicted of fraud. He did. No, those things are true. No, the fact check here is that McDonald's doesn't actually have an official policy barring employment for all felons. I actually think that's a good thing. That's a positive thing, right? I think if you serve your time, you should be able to go and get a job and rebuild your life, put your life back together. That's totally fine. Now that said, when it comes to Donald Trump and a certain job, the job of President of the United States Commander-in-Chief, I would like to make an exception for that and make it so that he can't be president again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you become a member on our YouTube page, you become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.